I want to add one more thing and tell me what you think about this. So this is actually, I had a guest for my listeners, look up Marshall Tiplitz. So this gentleman owns a 3PL. So I invited him to the show so that he could talk about how to pick a 3PL. Because these days everybody has to use one because Amazon is not going to take too much inventory. So I wanted my listeners to learn straight from the source what are some things to look out for in a 3PL. And I tell you what he said, which really is a game changer. He said that most companies, if not all, they see their 3PL provider as a cost center. They take so much out of my sales, so therefore they're a cost. He said, you ought to change that and turn your 3PL provider into a profit center. For example, he said, it costs time and money and inventory to create bundles and packs at the supply level. He said, if your 3PL is equipped to create packs and bundles for you on the fly, now you are able to test all kinds of different variations under the same parent. So he said, that's what I always say. First, see if the 3PL that you're going after is able to do that. So this is the easiest way to scale, right? So if you are selling the kind of products that you are selling, it's consumable, people buy over and over. Now creating those packs, 6-pack, 12-pack, it's a no-brainer. And you can have, and if you do have a 3PL like that, and you just simply say, okay, just send 36 pieces, just make up a bundle of 6 and send 36. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what people will buy. And within 2 weeks, you can see exactly where the demand is. And then you can start to shift. And then at that point, you can decide, okay, I'm going to order this from the factory, and it will come with its own, packaging and everything else. But this is the easiest way to scale, right? What do you think, Josh?
No, that's incredibly smart. Yeah, I haven't personally done that, but that's incredibly smart because it's difficult when you want to test different variations, like you said, 3-pack, 6-pack, 9-pack, 12-pack. And then if you're making them in China and you're sending them directly to Amazon, you want to make sure that you don't have an abundance of inventory just becoming complacent in the inventory. And then you want to make sure you can test all these different variations. And it's incredibly difficult to get specific child ASIN metrics or data. It's very difficult. So usually that's where we'll do like the main quantity, and then we'll send a little bit of the other ones. But that I've never thought about that. That's really smart, incredibly smart.
Well, I mean, you can get reports at child SKU level. You can get child ASIN reports.
It's just difficult because they're always changing, and the majority of the sales are always going to be the primary. So they're reporting to that, you know what I mean, to that primary, the parent level or the primary product quantity. So it's difficult because sometimes we've seen the data skewed. So, and then maybe sometimes when you're doing the research, they don't have the quantity that you want to test. So let's say the competitor and you have the child ASIN data and it's, let's just say 6 and 36, but you want to test a 12. How do you gauge that data? See, so it's kind of what is difficult. Yeah. So with your strategy, you can test that without having to have a bunch of stranded inventory. So
you can have your sell-through rate, right? So inventory, if you send 36 pieces and after a week you got 20 left, you sold 16. It's simple.